दामोद चौहान जो रेडीमेड बहादुरी पुरस्कार के अधिकारी हैं, वो हौसलों से किया इस योग के बावजूद उनके हौसले कम नहीं हुए।
तो जोश तो बरकरार है, मैं दोबारा कंप्लीट कर सकता हूँ काम से।
अभी तक खेल पर लगने वाला सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस अब असल मिशन के रूप में सामने आ रहा है। ये वक्त है कॉन्सेंट्रेशन। एक छोटी सी थोड़ी सी यहाँ घातक सिद्ध हो सकती है। दिखाती नजर यहाँ भी अपने पति पर दिखती है। मंजिल के करीब मन मुश्किल होने लगता है और गलतियों की संभावना बढ़ जाती है, जैसा कि टेस्ट नंबर 623 प्रियंका के साथ भी हुआ। उन्हें तुरंत अपोलो अस्पताल पहुंचाया गया, जहां ये पता चला कि उन्हें ज्यादा चोट नहीं लगी। पर अगर ये दुर्घटना पहाड़ पर हुई होती तो निश्चित है इस कहानी का अंत कुछ और ही होता। Captain J.S. Fuller, private airline pilot, New Delhi.
172.
Vikas Dabbar, communication engineer, Solan, Himachal Pradesh.
He guesses? Okay. You said it 629.
Jansi Kather, journalist, Bareilly.
621. Deep Shikha.
सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर गुड़का। उनकी जीत की सबसे ज्यादा खुशी राकेश को हो रही है
बीत गया ना मेरे को।
और अपनी भावनाओं को व्यक्त करने के लिए उनके पास शब्द नहीं, आंसू हैं। जीवन के आंगन में दिख रहे हैं आज वो कुछ क्षण जो थे हथेली पर कभी। कुछ छोड़ गए अपने निशान, कुछ बह चले मन पानी।
मेरी तरफ से आप सबको बहुत बहुत मुबारकबाद। दोस्त भी सिलेक्ट हुए हैं, बहुत अच्छा लगा देखकर। यहाँ पर आके मुझे बहुत खुशी हुई और मैं यहाँ की बहुत अच्छी अच्छी यादें अपने घर ले जा रहा हूँ।
मिशन एवरेस्ट का अगला मुकाम होगा बैंगलोर। क्या वहाँ के कंप्यूटर विज के मिशन एवरेस्ट के चैलेंज का सामना कर पाएंगे? देखेंगे अगले एपिसोड में बैंगलोर में है कितना दम। The 50th anniversary of summiting the highest peak in the world. The Indian Army and the Royal Nepal Army have come together and their goal is Mount Everest. Beyond the pale of the common man, it is at best a backward dream, an aching fantasy that holds no hopes of fulfillment. Into this world of unrealized longing, Mission Everest has stepped in to identify 20 able, determined people from different parts. Nehru Institute of Engineering, Uttarkashi, and 5 finalists will undertake the journey to Mount Everest. Let us meet the 5 people who qualified from Northern India in our last episode. An undergrad student, resident of Shantiniketan in New Delhi.
Hi, मेरा नाम गौरव है and मेरा chest number 195.
Our hero number 1 in PPET, and in push-ups, he left others way behind. The second winner, 070, a pilot with a private airline. the man who is used to racing the wind. On the ground too, he beat everyone to the winning post in the race.
मेरा नाम है जगीर सिंह खुल्लर, पेट में मेरा है सानी, ये मेरी वाइफ है पन्ना.
And their charming children. The third winner, number 172, Vikas Jabbar from Solan, who qualified in Delhi. Each obstacle in the BOC was child's play for him. Janki, number 629, the fourth to make it from Delhi, really stood out amongst the female contestants.
मैं जानकी मिशन एवरेस्ट के लिए बिल्कुल तैयार हूँ.
And was all set to give the boys a run for their money. We now come to contestants 156 and 621. Only one of them made it. Now guess which one?
मेरा नाम दीपिका है. अभी तक तो मैं टेस्ट नंबर 621 ही थी. ये मेरे हस्बैंड राकेश.
She ensured her place in the finals with the PPE team.
I wish her all the best.
Having secured our 5 winners in Delhi, we now alight on Bangalore, the Silicon Valley of India. The warm welcome we got here was in keeping with the weather, a bit on the warm side for this city.
Good morning. Morning. Hello.
And not all are from Bangalore.
I belong to Kerala.
I'm from Hyderabad.
Bombay. Chennai.
The queue assumed serpentine dimensions in no time at all.
Tiny.
From queue to hours. Once they reach the registration desk, the contestants are required to do some reading and writing. Any place to rest the forms seems good enough. From one queue to another. This time to get their chest numbers. The number henceforth will identify each one of them. But this is not enough. We will try to get to know them better.
Graphic designer,
Copy editor. Teach microwave cooking.
And we met
software professional,
Software professional. Software engineer.
Software engineer working in Bangalore.
nothing seems impossible in this city.
Me and my wife, we got engaged in parachute. It's the world's first engagement in parachute.
Zero to SSGO.
In the meanwhile, the Indian Army and the Royal Nepal Army spell out the details of the joint expedition to Mount Everest.
The expedition will leave Delhi on 12th March and reach Kathmandu on 16th March.
The expedition will start off from the base camp. Will reach 19,500 feet at Camp 1. Touch Camp 2. And then Camp 3. From here on, one team will head towards Lhotse Peak. And the second team will travel through South Col and scale Mount Everest. This exercise will take 1.5 months to complete. Let's meet a member of the Army expedition team who has already scaled the Mount Everest in 2001.
मेरे शिकागो ये एवरेस्ट एक्सपीडिशन के अंदर एक वन ऑफ द कैंप्स के अंदर इनको मेडिकल प्रॉब्लम हो गई थी, जिसके कारण इनको हमें हेलीकॉप्टर से इवैक्यूएट करना पड़ा. इवैक्यूएशन होने के बाद भी इस ऑफिसर में इतना डिटर्मिनेशन है कि ये हॉस्पिटल से वापस आकर इन्होंने टीम को ज्वाइन किया और फाइनली एवरेस्ट के ऊपर समिट किया.
तो जब हम लोग माउंटेन चढ़ते हैं तो आपकी जो पल्स रेट है वो 120 to 135 के बीच में रहती है और आपका ब्लड प्रेशर भी काफ़ी हाई चला जाता है. फिजिकल ट्रेनिंग हम लोग यहाँ कर रहे हैं, उसका मेन एम ये है कि हार्ट रेट को किस तरीके से 120 135 के बीच में रखा जाए और कितने समय तक हम उस हार्ट रेट पर काम कर सकते हैं.
The Everest climbing team begins its day with a 5-kilometer run. The day in Bangalore begins in a somewhat similar manner. The contestants will run a 2-kilometer stretch. The first 20 from each group will qualify for the next round. This is a test of endurance. 671 Pranesh, 653 Kripesh, and 822 Vishwa are all on to a good start. Some opt out of the race midway. The run also indicates levels of determination and willpower. For some, the run has taken a heavy toll, rendering them almost speechless.
Race was tough, it's because of the heat also,
Brigadier Tina announces the results of the first round. Number 742, Kapil, is hell-bent on making an impression on the brigade.
And rock climbing, ice climbing, snow climbing.
The girls are now on the run. Officer, lecturer, or housewife, It is a laudable performance that they put up, especially since this race is far more demanding than their everyday activities.
I'm tired. I feel ready for my husband and my kids. I don't think I'll make it. I'm happy. I can't even breathe now. Few times. Good. Tired.
Even those who didn't qualify show a lot of grace under distinction.
I think participation is very important.
The first round, and we have collected quite an audience. Competition apart, this is also seen as an exciting outing. Till Mount Everest do us part is the avowed spirit with which this couple has decided to participate.
My husband and I have both come here. We were extremely happy to find that both of us, got through the first round.
Next is the magic web. Let's see who'll get through this entangling net. Dr. Asha Bhandarkar from the Management Development Institute explains the web game and its cornerstone, team spirit. 15 teams, 15 people per team. Each team to get its members through the web. Touch the rope and you begin all over again.
Web 1, Web 2, Web 3.
Each to his own logic, device and strategy. To some the keyword is I, but the others it is he. To keep contestants from learning the ropes before their turn, they are kept engrossed with dumb charades and DJs. As per Army guidelines, the psychologists are keeping a keen watch to decipher leadership and team play qualities in participants. A few would-be contestants have the fear factor looming large on their faces. And here you have a prime example of leadership. Number 667 Ravindra volunteers to go through the web first to dispel all fears in the rest of the team. Number 671 Praneet, number 653 Kripesh appear to be ideal team players. To crack the web game, it is most essential to have all the players on the same wavelength. This lot seems to have got the knack. The Indian team reminds you of the World Cup huddle. It's difficult to believe that they got to know each other just 15 minutes back. To explain the essence of team spirit, we have India's first woman to step foot on the summit of Mount Everest.
As a team, इसमें आपकी अगर प्लानिंग अच्छी है, आपकी अगर डिसीजन मेकिंग सही है, आपका अगर कोऑर्डिनेशन अच्छी है, आपका अगर टीम वर्क अच्छा है, तो कई बार कमजोर से कमजोर भी क्लाइम कर लेते हैं। ये सिर्फ स्ट्रेंथ की बात नहीं है, ये सिर्फ फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ की बात नहीं है, मेंटल स्ट्रेंथ तो है ही है, तो उसके साथ में आपका टीम कैसे है, आपका लीडर्स कैसे हैं, उनकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग, आपके कॉन्फिडेंस कितना है, ये फुल सब कुछ मिला करके एक टीम फॉर्म करता है और एक सक्सेस स्टोरी बनाती है।
The few who have not qualified the teamwork test are there is resigned acceptance as well as displays of obvious disappointment.
Little disappointed. Bad luck, but then no regrets because I had fun the whole day.
Yeah, actually, my web thing, as my father said, there was no active participation. He said I was over-dominated, even if it spoiled the broad stage.
I was not convinced. I'm sorry.
This group now will have to be cut down to a final 50. While we have some idea of their physical prowess, it is very necessary to know their mental stamina. The psychometric test will delve into their inner person and will indicate willpower, focus, and self-confidence. The Wilskins of the South have no trouble with the written test, but the personal interview, that is another ballgame. Or should we say, another tip altogether. First question, your biggest challenge.
Biggest challenge has been probably standing up to myself and my expectations.
My marriage really was a big debate.
Next, what's your take on team spirit?
They might be leader, I may be leader. Doesn't matter.
For me, it's very easy to get along with people, no matter of what background and all.
I like people.
For some, it was confusion worse confounded.
Okay. Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah.
who
Pardon?
are coming through.
Now on to the results of the day so far.
I'm going to call out the test number 4. First it's the girls, 11:16, 11:75, 11:85, 11:67.
The first day of Mission Everest in South India thus comes to an end. And we have our 50 qualifying participants for tomorrow. Setting aside tomorrow's problems, our contestants live it up for today. After all, tomorrow is another day.
I'm ready, sir. You to ऐसे भी हो. I'm feeling cold now itself. Challenging my limits. We are the contenders from the Jabalpur.
Of the duo contestants, only Vinny qualified with a tandem harvest.
You won't be excited.
Hi, John. Yeah, I'm coming from Bangalore. Yeah. And my contest was fantastic. I got through the final stage. Yeah, I'm the lucky 50.
Tomorrow the 50 will be tested by the Indian Army, and only 5 will surface. Their story after a break. When you thought it was safe to turn on the television again, they are back. National Geographic, they are closest. Big cat and crocodile, he's like child's play. And snake, well, that's even simpler. Watch that crazy doc in action as he teams up with Indian adventurer Jerry Martin. Croc Chronicles with Dr. Brady Barr, tomorrow 8 p.m. only on the National Geographic Channel. The ultimate survival game. Parachute Regiment Training Center, Bangalore. Each day, several Jawans of the Indian Army are trained on this very ground. Today, we will be picking up 5 finalists here, who will travel to the Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, Uttarkashi. As always, the day begins with a race. Contestants have to complete 1 mile or 8 rounds. In 6 minutes. There are some marathon men who take a lead from the very outset. Number 671 Pranesh, number 653 Kritesh, number 667 Ravindra, and number 742 Kapil. In his eagerness to get to the finishing line, number 720 Chandru Arya ends up with mud on his face. A parallel game of one-upmanship out here. Pranesh and Ravindra are good friends. They are into rock climbing and know the tricks of keeping fit. After any hard physical exercise, lactic acid begins to form in the muscles. Cooling down is that process where through gentle exercise, the muscles are slowly relaxed and saved from any damage. The girls are now ready for the run.
Let's take a bit.
They get 7 minutes to complete the mile. Quite a few of them succeed. With 1156 Kamakshi, number 1164 Alex, number 1175 Anita, and number 1185 Michelle in the forefront. Now the going gets really tough. But will the tough get going? Sit up. 52-year-old giant Kamath, 822 Vishwa, 742 Kapil appear to compete against each other. 35 sit-ups is no sitting joke. Pranesh, who was going great guns all this while, has now dropped anchor. But Vishwa and giant Kamath slug it out to the end. No time to rest on laurels. It is soon time for push-ups. Both mind and body have to work in tandem here. If one lets you down, you are out. Kamath triumphs while many of his younger colleagues fail. At the same time, Vishwa completes the round with apparent ease. Though he has lost out on some points in the sit-ups and push-ups, Kapil pushes himself to perform better. The girls are at the sit-ups. They are determined to outdo each other, but that is easier said than done. This is no cakewalk, says Kamakshi, as she closes in on the last count.
I have never done push-ups.
Fireman slip. Throw a person of your own weight across your shoulder and run a distance. Sure, you have to complete the race, but this is not quite the way. Vishwa once again has proved he has what it takes to be a part of the mission. On the mountain, the fireman's lift is the most crucial to lift a wounded colleague and carry him to safety. Not quite like him either. What is Maybe we should call this the firewoman's lift. Or should we say, the firewoman's drop. As the competition toughens, new friendships seem to emerge. On to the battle obstacle course. And Kapil once again is ready for war.
This one looks easy, you know.
The contestants are raring to go for the obstacle course. But then remember, even God rested for a day while creating the world. So here we are at the balance beam. The crucial thing here is neither time nor physique. Total focus and concentration alone will enable you to cross the crevice several feet from the ground. The scramble net is being demonstrated by the Army Jawans. This is 35 feet high. While some are ready, the other team is a little worried. For lack of self-confidence, number 8197 has lost a place from the mission. Number 1163 Purnima resorts to many acrobatics, but she gets through the beam and is much closer to the final leg. Number 667 Ravinder, as always, high on focus and self-confidence. But he erred on overconfidence. And there goes his chances of a place in the mission. Had Ravindra made a similar mistake on the mountain, this could well be his very last. A 6-foot ball and a monkey rope. As we go on, each obstacle gets tougher, calling for greater presence of mind and technique. So much so that some contestants accept defeat even before entering the fray. For the girls, the 6-foot wall is too high to negotiate. No one is able to complete this course successfully. But for Anita and Kamakshi, none of the girls show any inclination for monkey rope or 6 for that matter. The last obstacle, the 9-feet ditch.
Here comes the case.
Just beware the pitfall. Again, the ones who ventured are the ones with hope intact. The eternal optimist.
I don't it's dust in my eye, I don't cry.
But time for reckoning now. And Brigadier Tina calls out the final 5 names.
Girls winner. First, Miss Alex.
A student from Bangalore.
And the second girls winner is
Kamakshi, a lecturer in the engineering college, Bangalore.
Vishwa.
Vishwa G. Hamidman, a process associate in a multinational company, Bangalore.
Pritesh.
Pritesh Patel, civil engineer, Honda Civil.
Kapil Sangwal.
Kapil Sangwal, a student from Hyderabad. These 5 contestants will now move to their next port of call, Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, Kalpasi, where the Army personnel will train them for the final climb.
जिंदगी का बहुत बड़ा सपना जो पूरा होने जा रहा है मैं बहुत खुश हूँ
The caravans in Mt Everest about more people with dreams in their hearts and adventure in their days. Mt Everest will see you starry-eyed next week in the city of dreams, Mumbai. Dear Ashiki, mountaineering, one of the world's most daring sports, challenges man's romance with danger. From around the globe, they come to the Himalayas to face the ultimate challenge, Mt Everest. 2003, the 50th anniversary of the first Everest summit. The Indian Army and the Royal Nepal Army have collaborated in an expedition to the world's tallest mountain. This joint mission gave birth to another one, Mission Everest. The objective? To provide the people of India an opportunity to face this mighty mountain up close. Last week in Bangalore, our 5 lucky finalists were Vishwa, Pritesh, Kapil, Alex, and Kamachi. And we now go to the city of dreams, Mumbai, India's most populous city, where you either live in the fast lane or drop out. A city gets afloat and swinging by the vibrant Bollywood. But today, even Bollywood takes a break for our mission. Dear bicycle, Geo to ऐसे जियो, Geo to ऐसे जियो, Geo to ऐसे जियो, Geo to ऐसे जियो. So whose star will shine the brightest in Mumbai? We will soon see. Morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
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 And this is happening, man. I mean, people are here and a lot of people, in fact. Man, I thought 7:25. Actually, 7:30. 7:15. God goes here. So first the forms, and then the chest numbers.
मेरा नाम किशोरी आमरे, उम्र 35 साल.
Thank you, ma'am. Everest में आ रहा हूँ. Mumbai is near you. It is here.
मेरे वहाँ से दो चीज़ें बहुत अच्छी. एक तो मेरी याददाश्त. मैं कभी कोई चीज़ भूलता नहीं. और मेरी दूसरी चीज़ क्या कह रहे थे ना, एक तो याद और दूसरी क्या भूल गया. आंखों आंखों में बात होने दो, हमें एवरेस्ट जाने दो. मैं क्यों आया यार?
The day's pace setters are the girls, who have to run 2 kilometers. 50 of them will run together, of which only the first 20 will qualify for the next round. 902 Subha is looking strong. Number 932 Pratibha and Subha are running neck to neck, ahead of the others. Pratibha now takes the lead. An early lesson in sports. You win some, you lose some.
One step closer to Everest.
2 kilometers is a lot.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I think she needs some help.
हाँ हो गया बहुत अच्छा रहा है जैसे कुछ प्रैक्टिस.
Time for some warm-up. .1335 Amit Katkar from Surat is off to a good start. Hello, what is this? A unisex race? An obvious result of the girls reaching late. 1368 Sunil. Don't think he needs shoes to run. And then again, maybe he does.
270.
And now to the winners
255 complete.
and losers.
Heat is too much actually. I'm not in the habit of running in this kind of heat.
I can't run. We now proceed to the Magic Web, a game devised by psychologists to determine team spirit in contestants.
10 मिनट here for execution. Okay? Are you ready?
As you have seen earlier, in the web, in segments, 15 people. Each one has to get across without touching the rope. Everyone seems totally geared up, with the girls giving the boys a run for their money.
Each team has taken it as a competition with the other team. So they're observing the other teams and they're using that data to motivate each other to work.
A Salman Khan in the web? Nah, that's 1335. He has what it takes to be a good teammate. Mumbai Walas excel in cooperation as teams. After the physical exercise, it is time for the psychometric test and personal interview. The test has been freshly drawn up for Mission Everest. The questions asked are like, why Everest? What role do you play in a team? What's the biggest challenge you've ever faced? And how did you deal with it?
I faced failure in my graduation exam.
From the answers, it becomes evident how many of them are mentally prepared to withstand the exacting rigors of Everest that lie ahead.
सबसे अच्छी क्वालिटी तो ये है कि I'm completely a team player.
Wistful eyes, anxious faces. It is now time to find whose efforts have paid off and who the 50 winners are. Tomorrow it's time for serious business when the Indian Army gets into 50 rollover winners. Today only 5 will come through, and it is the Army that will now make the top calls.
एकदम रेडी है यार, एकदम फिट है, एकदम फिट, कॉन्फिडेंट, टॉप 10 में है अपना चांस. पानी में चक्कर मिला रहे.
Amit seems to be stirring a secret formula. The day starts with a 1-mile run. 1440 Mandar takes an early lead. And what do you know? 1331 Amit's secret concoction appears to be working. And the winner is Mandar.
निकलूंगा ना, पक्का.
Now the girls race. They too have to run 1 mile. 902, 32-year-old Shubha from Pune is a clear winner. 940 Dinah lost to the tunes of her walker. Excuse me, madam, the race is over.
What?
The Army is being kind to the girls. They have to do the sit-ups and push-ups just 25 times. 931 Barney fit. The others just flatten out. On to the push-ups now. The Mumbai girls have also figured out a unique style of push-ups. Some just give up halfway. The boys have to do this 35 times. Not too difficult. Did we say not too difficult? Then the push-ups. The art of the impossible. Some people are just not cut out for it. But we have our excuses.
35 again. नहीं, I thought it was still 25. I stopped. I can do 35 again. The push-ups come on it, looking into my age.
A demo of the fireman's lift. Carry a person of your own weight on your back and run. An essential test that could make all the difference in a great situation. But what do we have here? A very desperate situation on the ground. And to add to this, we have an enraged civilian rider.
मजा आ गया यार. लोग को ₹100 लेने का पहला मौका मिला. इससे पहले सिर्फ 20 को लिया था.
Fireman's lift and the girls. No drops or dropouts here. In fact, Shubha treats it like a joyride.
सबसे पहला ऑब्स्टिकल है बीम बैलेंस. The next obstacle is the scramble leg. जो तीसरा ऑब्स्टेकल वो है 6 feet wall.
Everybody feels confident.
होगा या हो जाएगा होना चाहिए होगा मैं कहाँ हूँ
Balance wheel, not easy. The darling and the deal. After this comes the scramble. To climb this proved very difficult for both our Delhi and Bangalore contestants. But hello Mumbai, for 1465 Swapna, this has been fairly easy. Even the girls have crossed this hurdle without getting into a jam. A 6-foot wall. Look at the ease with which they clamber over. Looks like they've had a lot of practice in bunking school. Try to do succeed. At least Mr. On the card.
हाँ हो गया वैसे भी हो गया
no problem. Of course, सवेरे से confidence बढ़ रहा है.
The ditch now, all of 90. For those sailing well all this time, this is no big challenge. But for the others, it's a different story.
Careful. That shows that we have something in you.
Colonel Tejinder Singh announces the results first.
1-4-5-6-1-2-6-0-9-2-5-9-2-7.
And now, time to declare the fabulous five, the handful who have been consistently good.
Test number 1335.
Amit Thakkar, management professional from Surat.
Test number 1440.
Mandhar Jadhav, a student from Mumbai.
Test number 1465.
Swapnil Devekar from Thane.
Test number 902.
Shubha Mehrotra, a housewife from Pune.
931.
Bani Dhillon, a media professional in Mumbai.
The best one got through. दो लंबे दिन खत्म हो गए. Experience रहा. Losers and winners are always there in the game.
Now that we have our 5 stars from twinkling Mumbai, we travel next to the city of Tagore and stop to deep ride, Kolkata. What lies ahead? Search for the Afghan girl. Now showing Mt Everest. Next stop, built for the hill. Running later, search for the Afghan girl. Sunday with Nat Geo. Geo for FAGO.
Mission Everest, presented by Hero Honda, देश की धड़कन, in association with LG CDMA mobile phone, expression completed. Thandu Honey, Shud Shraddha Shud Shahid. Quality, get your power supply. Eastgar Dermicool, ठंडा powder. समय क्वार्ट्ज, जहाँ हर 1 मिनट पर 1 घड़ी बनती है. The new Logical Mu from Hitachi. And Everest का तीखा लाल, खाना बने कमाल.
North, south, west, and now eastward ho. 15 contestants on board, and now in our search for the last 5, we are in Kolkata, the city known for its love for mountaineering. We have to admit, we were disappointed.
The targeted response here is very poor.
I'm from Kolkata. I'm Shillong से आया. हम कोलकाता रहने वाले. I come from Belgaum, Karnataka से आया.
I'm from Calcutta.
हम तमिल.
After filling the forms, we get to know the contestants a little better.
मैं छोटा सा ही बहुत अच्छा था. मेरा नाम तेंजिंग योगी है. उम्र 22 साल और मुझे गजल सुनना बहुत पसंद है. मुझे फिल्में बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं. और हमको दावा करना अच्छा लगता है. मेरा नाम सौरभ सेन है. मैं 24 साल का हूँ. मुझे बॉडी बिल्डिंग करना अच्छा लगता है. एवरेस्ट जाना चाहता हूँ. भाई दम है इसलिए जाना चाहता हूँ.
The day started with a race as always. This 2-kilometer run tests their levels of physical endurance.
एल्टीट्यूड में या ऊंचाई में जब जाते हैं तो सबसे प्रॉब्लम होता है या समस्या होता है वो है रेडिफाइड एटमॉस्फेयर। एवरेस्ट की समिट में जो ऑक्सीजन यहाँ मिल रहा है इसका 1/3 ऑक्सीजन मिलेगा, जिससे आदमी की थिंकिंग, आदमी की कैपेसिटी, इंड्योरेंस, रेजिस्टेंस, आदमी का टेम्परामेंट, यहाँ तक कि आदमी का टेस्ट बड चेंज हो जाता है। उसके बाद हाइट पे आप जाएंगे तो हवा, विंड इज द ग्रेटेस्ट फैक्टर जो कि डेंजर का है। उसके बाद क्योंकि वहाँ मोनोटोनी होता है और सुबह से शाम तक आप डेंजरस सिचुएशन में रहते हैं और उससे आदमी का टेम्परामेंट भी बदल जाता है, आदमी को गुस्सा ज्यादा आने लगता है और कोई भी बीमारी है उसका असर आपको ज्यादा होगा।
They may be fewer in number, but they made up with a keen competitiveness. As per the selection criteria, the first 20 will go on to the next round.
पूछा तो बोले सिलेक्ट हो गया, चलो ठीक है। बस दौड़ के गया सर, गर्मी निकल रही है।
The girls' race, 1600 physiotherapist Lovely leaves everybody panting behind her. 1607 Neha, a second-year BCom student. And for some, this isn't easy.
More than I've ever run before in my life. डॉक्टर थे लेकिन इतना नहीं, जस्ट वार्म अप करने के लिए। I will have exercise for I guess 1 whole month now.
The web game. How good a team player are you? 15 minutes, 15 segments, and 15 players have to get across. Touch the rope, and the entire team starts all over again. But this contestant has shaken the entire web. Will the girls get through? Too bad. Back to the beginning.
Even the hair contact.
They could not get across within the given time. But are they ready to admit it? Never.
Team spirit will not get you through that thing.
It's not a single person, goal. You have to work together as a team to, climb mountains like this. Our team, we worked really closely as a team. And we were a team of international climbers. Some of the climbers that were on my team, I didn't even know them before we met, at Kathmandu. And by the end of the expedition, we became almost like brothers and sisters. We bonded really well. And I think it goes to show that if you put your mind to it and you work together as a team, you can accomplish anything.
Now for the psychometric test. The aim is to check the EQ, the emotional quotient of the contestant.
अभी समय के लिए मुझे हिमालय में ही रहने दिया जाए।
The personal interview gives us an insight into their levels of mental focus.
The obstacle I find stopping me is generally convention. For arbitrary reasons, there is a convention that this is what you're supposed to do. सब कुछ ठीक ठाक ही हो रहा था, उसके बाद भी मैंने कुछ टाइम ऐसा आया कि ठीक नहीं हो रहा है, उसका लोग ठीक है, तो जब खत्म हुआ तब पता चला सब ठीक ठाक ही हुआ।
That was the last test of the day. And now, time for the results.
1607, 1609, 039, 2035.
मैं तो जाने वाला हूँ सर, एकदम बेस कैंप छोड़ गया सर, मैं तो पीक पर चले जाऊंगा सर। अगर मौका मिले तो पीक को नहीं छोड़ूंगा सर। कल फौजी बनेंगे, पूरे के पूरे फौजी।
आप कल के बारे में सोच रहे हो तो फौज लोग जो कराएंगे हम लोग वो करने के लिए तैयार है। Everybody ready?
The day after, and the contestants come face to face with the Indian Army. The pace-setting race. 2073, Akshay Randheva, a student of IIM Kolkata, is working hard at it. 1600 Lovely Das continues to show the same determination as yesterday. Akshay's efforts have borne fruit. And 2012 Somendu is not far behind.
थोड़ा सा भाग से खुला, तो भागने से खुलेगा।
The army explains the next step.
फ्रंटिस हो जाएगा, सही चीज है यार, लेकिन वो डिप्स में प्रॉब्लम होगा।
Sit up. 2022, a highly focused Shamitra. Push up. Moments of despair for many. Soumitra, this is even easier. The girls have to really sweat it out this time. Fireman flip. Nah, it is unwise to be too hasty here. A bit intimidating for the girls, but they all pitch in.
अब जैसे यहाँ पे गिर गया उसके तो मार्क्स कट जाएगा या डिस्क्वालीफाई हो जाए तो पता नहीं.
Beam balance. Balance on the beam, and then you're up against the wall. A 6-foot wall. Soumitra's confidence is building. The girls did not lose their nerve or balance with the beam. But the wall, just too much to surmount.
Too high.
On to the scramble. And the monkey rope.
My ankle actually not so around to the face.
The girls were doing well all along. Neha, completely exhausted, met with an accident while tackling the monkey rope. She was rushed to the hospital. Sushmita, a witness to this mishap, loses her self-confidence.
नहीं हाथ बहुत थक गए हैं. अब करना है तो वही एक्सीडेंट दोबारा हो जाएगा.
The next obstacle, the 9 feet dig.
I shouldn't give up. What if something like that happened when I was like on the mission? Then so obviously I just can't, so that I can't go ahead.
Neha Ritter, king of the species extolled by Napoleon. Victory belongs to the most persevering.
You know, your mind can start to play games up there. Saying, oh, you know, you're tired, go turn around, you're running out of oxygen, oh, it's too high. You know, you have the willpower to live. You know, the willpower to continue climbing. And, you know, you just need that push. And that comes out of desire.
पैर ठीक से काम नहीं कर रहा क्योंकि बहुत हेवी हो गया है.
Our final task in Kolkata, the announcement of the results.
We have very few people to take. And most of you have competed well. You're very, very close to each other in competition. So, हर एक को select नहीं कर सकते हैं. The only 5 have to be selected. The final men, chest number 2073.
Akshay Sherandheva, a student of IIM Kolkata.
2022.
Soumitra Paul, from Howrah.
2012
Saumendu Mordunia, a student from Bakula.
is 1607.
Neha Bagardia, student, Kolkata.
1600.
Lovely Dark, physiotherapist, Kolkata.
मैं निम के लिए तैयार हूँ।
मैं निम जाने के लिए तैयार हूँ।
आगे देखते हैं फिर क्या होता है दिल्ली में। हो गया है ना एवरेस्ट हियर कम देयर आई विल ट्राई माय लेवल बेस्ट.
Our odyssey that started out in the north had many aspiring travelers. They tried. They all tried. But given the ebb and flow of life, only a handful could come aboard. They were not bad. Our vessel was just small. Everest. Mission Everest has 30,000 hopeful contestants from around India. After a series of the most rigorous tests, we have identified our 20 finalists. Of these, only 5 will ultimately face Mount Everest, and these 5 will be decided at the Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, Uttarkashi. But before we get there, our 20 winners from across the country met each other in New Delhi.
भैया आगे एक HDFC बैंक के पीछे यहाँ पे रोक दीजिएगा थोड़ी देर के लिए.
Bye, man. All the best.
Bonnie, lovely.
Deepshika, who has a parting shot for her husband.
खूब दोस्तों के साथ कितना घूमूंगा फिर जब मैं आऊंगी फिर से दोस्तों के टाइम.
And last to reach, but not the least, Kapil.
Daddy, yeah, we arrived and they met us at the airport. Now they're taking us, I don't know where. शोन हमें दिल्ली पहुंचेगी थी. हेलो माँ, हम नाम वंदा सिंह है दिल्ली के.
They have flown the familiar cruise, but are none the worse for it. The up-country contestants meet up with the Delhi winner.
Hi, I'm Janki.
I don't get it. So Mr. Paul from Calcutta.
Alex from Bangalore.
Where to go? Catch you there.
The adventurous 20 put their best foot forward, northward bound. And here they were introduced to their new home.
You can see the orange stuff. That's the tent. The blue side, that's a rectangular square type of it. That's a loom.
अभी साफ सुथरा है, कल पता नहीं कैसा होगा.
फाइनल डे ना जब वो रिजल्ट अनाउंस कर रहे थे मेरे को तो ऑस्कर सेरेमनी लग रहा था. तो मेरा वीडियो करके दिखा देंगे ना यहाँ पे तो देखना यार.
Kapil, never at a loss for words, is trying to build up camaraderie.
वो तो हमारे इसमें किसने किया था कामस किया अलेक्जेंडर ने वो मिस ब्यूटी कॉन्टेस्ट ना.
To lighten up the atmosphere and get more familiar with each other, impromptu games are organized.
I'll give you an alternative way, much faster. Next.
appears to be bagging the popularity pole.
This guy actually was, is very good, excellent. Deepshika is, she's also, pushing one on and spotting things, and also it's there, that balance.
After a fun-filled day, the night brought with it some nostalgia. Far away from their family. But tomorrow is not just another day. It is a day of new challenges. What these are, we shall see after a break.
Bye. Hi, good morning. Hi. Good morning. 4 बजे उठ गए आज. हम लोग बाथरूम के लिए लाइन लगेगी. हम सब जल्दी से उठ के नहा धो के फिर सो गए. Feeling fresh, ready for the day.
आगे क्या अभी जहाँ ले जाए?
पूरा हॉस्पिटल जा रहे हैं. मेडिकल क्या बोलते हैं एग्जामिनेशन प्रशिक्षण के लिए.
रेडी टू गो.
पहले सोने में थोड़ी प्रॉब्लम हुई क्या रात को इधर
अरे
नहीं आ तो नहीं रहा आवाज़ें आ रही थी सही था लेकिन अच्छा लगा
नींद में नहीं खुला.
In dreams begins responsibility, said WBJ. With such a responsible dream, to face Mount Everest, our 20 contestants are ready for their next start. Via Delhi, they touch down at one of India's best arrayed hospitals, the Apollo.
मतलब ऐसा कोई बीमारी नहीं है. मेरे को लग रहा है कि सही हो जाएगा, लेकिन अगर रिजेक्ट हो गया तो ऑब्वियसली बुरा तो बहुत लगेगा ही.
होना क्या है, बहुत बुरा लगेगा. यहाँ तक आए, इतने कैंडिडेट्स से सिलेक्ट हो रहे हैं और बहुत बुरा लगेगा.
वैसे कमजोर आदमी हूँ मैं.
The Indian Army has stringent medical fitness guidelines for mountaineers.
Will I be able to see after this? Look, I got a light. Yeah. Along with the CV.
So far, our contestants have conducted themselves extremely well in the outdoor test of Mt Everest. Now, they have to prove themselves medically fit as well.
Showing my X-ray to the ENT.
It's all room. Can you see into the nose? It's all roomy and clear. Okay? Now see this? It's blocked. Just breathe out.
ENT specialist, she says I have a DNS, which is something to do with the patches that's there at the center of the nose. इससे क्या होता है कि जो छेद है उससे they're not equal, right? तो breathing में एक तरफ से तुम ज़्यादा breathe कर पाते हो, एक से कम कर पाते हो.
On the mountaineering trip, she can have breathing episodes. She can have nasal blockage. And with the nasal blockage, there can be an effect on the ear. And with that, she can have a certain amount of hearing loss. She can have a rupture of the eardrum. And when we send persons up for a mountaineering trip, we expect them to be fit in all respects.
I'm waiting for my X-ray right now.
You have to open your mouth wide.
That's it.
Deviation is significant, and there are adhesions between the lateral wall and the septum.
contestants are now homeward bound to their makeshift homes, that is.
The tests were intensive, very thorough.
मेडिकल में तो ठीक मतलब देयर इज नथिंग एक्सपेक्ट करिए नहीं ऐसा कोई खास क्योंकि अभी तक तो कोई प्रॉब्लम ऐसा था नहीं दीपशिखा इज वेरी कूल कुछ उसका आया क्या फाइनल
The doctor at Nehru Institute of Mountaineering confirms the suspicions of the doctor at Apollo Hospital.
उसको साइनसाइटिस का प्रॉब्लम है, काफी सीरियस डिजीज है और हाइट से उसको नीचे लेके जाना ही पड़ेगा, आपको ईयर कट करना पड़ेगा और उस ठंड में पक्का ऐसे होगा.
Because of her DNS, deviated nasal septum, Deepshika can go no further in the mission. With a heavy heart, we break the news to her.
At least they get a chance to go ahead, right? I mean, it's news to me.
In their short time together, Deepshika had managed to win over many friends.
We gave it a best.
She's quite upset about it, and so are we.
डेफिनेटली उसको काफी मिस करेंगे.
अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है उसको टीम से वो कल आज चला जाएंगे मिस कर रहे हैं उसको मुझे भी बैड है वो जा रही है बहुत बुरा लग रहा है
A pall of gloom descends on the group at the thought of losing a teammate.
and I wish each and every one of them all the best and you know it would have been a great thing if all of us could have made it but the bad part is only 5 of us get to go ahead so may the best 5 go ahead but then the rest of you also have fun my best wishes to all of you
She bids goodbye, not able to hold back her tears.
I've got to.
कर लियो यार हरियाणा का नाम ऊंचा करना है